Something very exciting is happening on the planet. Narcissism, you ask? No. Hey, what's up? I'm Leah. Thank you so much for stopping by. What's happening is this spiritual awakening. It's quite possible if you have endured narcissistic abuse that maybe somebody along the path, quite possibly a narcissist, has called you a narcissist. Maybe you've even questioned yourself. Maybe you've asked your therapist or a light worker, a spiritual healer. Today, I'm sharing with you 5 ways that you might be taking on narcissistic traits and fueling narcissism on the planet. Because the only person that you can control is you. And so when you control yourself and get your whole frame intact, then we can evolve humanity in a positive manner. There is a spiritual awakening opportunity if you have suffered from narcissistic abuse. So there really is good news out of this you know what show. Number 1, you are acting like a narcissist when you mask up with a narcissist in efforts to be nice and keep the peace. So if you're just dating a narcissist and you notice something weird or a disrespectful thing happens out on a date, but you brush it under the rug because you just want to have a nice time and you don't want to mention it, you don't want to have conflict. In that moment, you are masking up, just like the narcissist. So you are perpetuating narcissism on the planet. You're feeding the narcissist, and you're also taking on narcissistic traits. So just like the narcissist in the love bomb stage is idealizing you and putting you on a pedestal, it's because you have a mask on. And you are idealizing them and putting them on a pedestal because they have a mask on. You're coming at it from 2 different directions, and you might go, well, I didn't know they were a narcissist. I was being authentic. Yes, until you noticed that little weird thing. You know what I'm talking about. They did something weird and you're like, that was rude. Or they treated, maybe a server rudely, or they looked at somebody else like, oh, hot mama, while you're out on a date with them. Something happened and you noticed it. And in order to be the nice, easygoing person and have a lovely date, you masked up instead of noticing it, mentioning the behavior, not instigating or going into reactive abuse, or, I don't encourage like fighting with a narcissist. I'm talking about trusting your instincts when you saw that thing. You know what I'm talking about. Well, it's quite possible that you have taken on some narcissistic traits just by being abused by a narcissist. And this may not be what you've heard before. So number 2, stop trying to love them into who you wish they would be. That is a source of manipulation and control, just like the narcissist. See, you guys begin to play the same game. I know I've done that. I'm like, okay, maybe they want it like this. They don't want it overbearing. They want it easygoing. Or they want to be cooked for. Or they don't want to be cooked for. Or they want to go out. Or they don't want to go out. So you're trying to mirror whatever you think they want instead of truly being authentic. They do that to you. That's also why they despise you, because they're like, you're doing the same thing. Why do you think you're any better? You're the narcissist. And then you're both going, you're the narcissist, you're the narcissist. And then that mask comes off because maybe you see who they are. You wish that they were how they pretended to be. Well, that's conditional. That's not who they really are. You devalue them because you just noticed they're narcissists and they're very rude. So now you're doing the same thing again. But see, you begin to get addicted to each other because for the narcissist, you're fueling them and giving them supply off of your emotions, any emotion, happy, sad, anger. It's feeding them. The only thing that doesn't feed them is indifference, is nothing, is total abstinence. The only thing that stops your addiction to the narcissist is abstinence. So then that brings me to number 3. Sometimes the most loving thing a narcissist can do is discard you. Now, the way they do it, and all the lies and manipulation and all the cheating and all the horrible, comparing to new and old supply and triangulation, all of that is not pleasant. I'm not saying that that's a lovely, wonderful thing. It's horrible. But if they actually leave you alone, that is the most truthful they could ever be and the most loving they could ever be. Are you willing to actually discard that behavior? So let's separate, because I know this can get really, really intense with feelings about like, well, that's my mom, or that's my dad, or this is my husband, or that's my wife, and I love them. And you're saying a narcissist could just never be loved because I love them and I want to love them. Or the narcissist will attack me and say, so narcissists don't deserve love? Just because I'm abusive, I don't deserve love? Everyone deserves love, Leah. Let's separate the behavior from the person. If a kid is being dangerous and throwing a temper tantrum, being violent, you don't love that behavior. You love the kid. So let's separate the people that are narcissists from the behavior and go, no, I don't love that behavior, and that behavior does not deserve love. Do people deserve love? Yes. So if you really want to love a narcissist, you really want to love yourself, and you really want to love humanity, discard that behavior. Discard that behavior in yourself and discard that behavior in the narcissist. Leave it alone. No more. No more playing in that behavior at all. Leave that paradigm totally and completely alone. Don't go into reactive abuse. Don't go into, I wish you would be this way and try to manipulate and love and control that way. Just completely discard it and leave it alone. Number 4, begin to really trust your instincts. I've said this so many times, but the first thing that gets covered up is your instincts when you've been in this emotional abuse cycle with yourself and the narc. Because see, here you are doing the same thing. You're doing the same dance. Stop that addiction cycle. Stop feeding that behavior. Stop mirroring that behavior and completely let go of the need to fix it. Accept what is. So when I got a lovely comment saying, well, Leah, please stop saying that narcissists can't be cured because in God all things are possible. Now, I do believe that, but number 4, you have to accept what is. You have to accept that this is the behavior at hand. I don't accept this behavior. You thinking it's going to get better with this false hope of like, I'm going to keep loving this behavior and hope it changes is your own addiction. So if you really believe all things are possible, is it possible enough for you to change your addiction cycle? A lot of times people have said it's intoxicating to be with the narcissist. I feel high. I've felt that way. It's intoxicating. Feels like you're just on cloud 9. That's the addiction. You're addicted to those endorphins and the hormones and all that stuff, the fight or flight response. You're addicted to that. So we can never heal and change this narcissistic pandemic on the planet if we don't first look at ourselves and go, why am I addicted to fight or flight or freeze? That's my own need to want to control or fix something. What if I don't have to control or fix anything? What if I can just be really peaceful? Actually peaceful. Actually at one with myself. Actually not condoning that narcissistic behavior within myself or somebody else. That's how we heal and evolve this thing, not by contributing to it and hoping it'll change, feeding it and hoping it'll change. Keep taking a hit off the narc pipe and hoping that you'll get better. It's not going to get better that way. We've tried it for ages, for all throughout history. What if we try this? Stop the pandemic of narcissism, because we're going to stop contributing to it, feeding the narcissist, and just watch. Number 5, maybe you've been too courageous in totally the wrong direction. I got another funny comment that was like from a guy who said his mother-in-law about his narcissistic ex-wife said, I can't work out if you're really brave or stupid. I think many of us, myself included, maybe you, have been brave in the wrong direction. Now I think the reason why so many of us are talking about this is because it is a spiritual awakening on the planet. It's a chance to evolve this. It's a chance to actually be brave and go, I'm going to try something new. I'm going to completely stop playing in that paradigm. There is a major push right now. I've noticed it big time in the spiritual community to play in the darkness. Like, you know, we have to embrace the shadow and the light, and we've got to, and you know, this darkness within us is our artistic integrity, and it's so deep, and it makes me so interesting and artsy, and you know, I'm just gonna paint like one tear right here. And narcissists, we need them in business, and we need them to be entertainers. We just can't have relationships with them. They're the spice of the planet. No, see, that's the darkness talking, trying to convince you. The braveness is to remember that you have free will. Yes, there's darkness. It's not because there's not darkness that we want to be in the light. It's because there is darkness. And then you might go, well, Leah, you said be authentic and feel your feelings. So how do I feel my feelings? They're not always happy, so I'm supposed to be fake positive? No. Don't be fake positive. Don't be fake anything. But where you want to dwell, where you want to create from, where you want to play in, and where you want to evolve from is your free will. A lotus flower is, I have one on my back. After melanoma cancer, I have a mandala, which is a lotus flower, on my back to represent all things good, health, healing, wholeness. A lotus blooms out of the mud, but there's no mud left on the lotus. Yes, we can emerge out of this darkness, but we don't have to hold the mud with us to prove that we're light or to prove that we're worthy. Where do you choose to dwell? You have a free will. See, the narcissist and the narcissism that's running the planet wants to convince you that we have to be in this darkness and we have to accept it, and that's just a part of us. Well, that's what hurts people. That's what kills people. That's what harms people. That's what separates us. Yes, we all have that within us. I'm an acting teacher. Trust me, when you look at roles all the way back into Shakespearean times, all the way back, you know, before Christ, this is in human nature, darkness. But where you want to live and where you want to play in every day is your free will. That's what you get to choose. What character are you playing? Are you wearing a mask because you want to be the nice person? Because truly to be nice is to be honest. with yourself and everyone around you. That's how we can heal this and cure this narcissist pandemic on the planet. That's what I'm interested in. I'm not interested in staying in victim consciousness and playing that out over and over and over like Groundhog's Day. We have a real opportunity right now to actually evolve, to stop pointing fingers, to look within, and to truly evolve this thing. That's exciting to me around this. So let me know in the comments, because I love hearing from all of you. Watch this video next so you can continue to evolve, because you're a pretty big deal. You're amazing. You really are. I'll see you next time.